So, listen, we would like to thank all the supporters, listeners on our channel for showing great recognition to our various GH Vintage podcasts we've been doing last few weeks. We started off in celebration of the life of Jackie Zeman, who played Bobby on the show, and to pay tribute to her great thespian efforts over the years. But today we're just going to go to nitty gritty, talking about the 60 years of the show on television. Sort of a shortened version, but for people new to the show, this is for you. Now, General Hospital, American daytime soap opera on ABC, is listed in the Guinness World Records as the longest running American soap opera in production and the second in American history after Guiding Light. Concurrently, it's the world's third longest running scripted drama series in production after British serials, The Archers and Coronation Street. Coronation Street, for our Canadian fans, came on a couple of years before the start of GH. It's also the world's second longest running televised soap still in production. GH premiered on the ABC television network on April 1st, 1963, and on June 22nd, 2022, it had its 15,000th episode. It's the longest running serial produced in Hollywood and the longest running entertainment program in ABC TV history. It holds a record for most daytime Emmy Awards for outstanding drama series with 14 victories. The show was created by the husband and wife soap writers Frank and Doris Hersley, who originally set it in a hospital in an unnamed fictional city. In the 1970s, the city was named Port Charles, New York. From its beginning, GH starred John Berardino and Emily McLaughlin, and both actors stayed with the show until their deaths in 96 and 91, respectively. They were joined on the show a year later by Rachel Ames, who remains to date the longest-serving actress on an ABC soap, having been continuously on the show from 1964 to 2007. Now, GH was the second soap to air on ABC after the short-lived Road to Reality, which aired for several months during the 1961 season. In 1964, a sister soap was created for GH, The Young Marrieds. It ran for 2 years and was canceled because of low ratings. GH also spawned a daytime series Port Charles, which ran from 1997 to 2003, and a primetime spinoff, GH Night Shift, which ran in the 2008 season. Taped at Prospect Studios, GH aired for a half hour until July 23rd, 1976 on a weekly basis. The series was expanded from 30 to 45 minutes on July 26, 1976, and then the show was expanded to a full hour on January 16, 1978. Now, ever since the late 1970s, most of the storylines have revolved around the Quartermain family and the Spencer family. From 1979 to 1988, GH had more viewers than any other daytime soap opera. It rose to the top of the ratings in the late 70s and early 80s, in part thanks to the monumentally popular super couple Luke and Laura, whose 1981 wedding, after 2 years pretty well fighting evil and people that didn't want to get married, brought in 30 million viewers and remains the highest rated hour in American soap opera history. The soap is also known for its high-profile celebrity guest stars, who have included, among others, Roseanne Barr, James Franco, and Elizabeth Taylor. In 2007, the program was listed as one of Time's 100 best TV shows of all time. On April 23, 2009, GH began broadcasting in high def, making it the first ABC soap to air to show such a transition. Now, GH became the oldest American soap on September 17, 2010, following the final broadcast of As the World Turns on CBS. On April 14, 2011, ABC dropped All My Children, One Life to Live, leaving GH as the last remaining soap opera airing on the network after January 13, 2012. The show celebrated its 50th anniversary on April 1st, 2013, and its 15,000th episode almost 1 year ago on June 22nd, 2022. Now, GH was created again by the Hersleys, and according to Berardino, they had this concept in the show that it was like a big wagon wheel, as the plots were mainly set on the 7th floor of GH. The spokes would be the characters, he said, and the hub would be the hospital. Very interesting description. Now, launched in 1963, the first stories were mainly set in GH in an unnamed mid-sized eastern city. The name of the city, Port Charles, would not be mentioned until 1976. Storylines revolved around Steve Hardy and his friend Nurse Jessie, and Jesse's turbulent marriage to the much younger Phil Brewer, originally portrayed by Roy Fiennes of Invaders fame, was the center of many early storylines. In 1994, Audrey Hardy, a flight attendant and sister of Nurse Lucille, came to town and was and was the woman that stole Steve's heart. Now, the idea about the GH in the modern era, they still have that 2 million viewers, but back in the day, 10 to 15 million people every day at its height between what I call the Luke and Laura session 77 to 83. It was hot like you wouldn't believe. Now, for me, General Hospital stands out because unlike Coronation Street, which piles too much in a half hour, the hour-long format allows characters and plots to develop slowly. And GH is all about three things: action, love, and what's considered, not say retribution, but good versus evil. That's the main thing. The Cassadines versus the Spencers has been going on for years, ever since the Luke and Laura curse, which is literally 42 years ago. Talk about beating a dead horse. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a General Hospital fan, thanks for dropping by and listening. If you like what we're doing here, we're a GH podcast. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.